The knowledge that safety is a shared responsibility. You explore a nation, now you're home. After planning a safe visit, you are proud to confirm that this land is your land.
A global flu pandemic, a disease outbreak that quickly spreads worldwide. Experts warn that we are overdue, and Canada will not escape. Many Canadians would get sick, some would die. Our daily lives and the services we take for granted would be affected.
When I'm up, I can't get down. Get my feet back on the ground. When I'm up, I can't get down. 1 week since you looked at me.
Oh my God, oh my God. How did it's the Sunday morning after, and baby, I'm like a bird, I'd only fly away. I don't know where my soul is, I don't know where my home is, and baby, all I need for you to know is now that I wanna say goodbye. I can't believe I've been pushed by a thing with
ETFO is a full-service organization that provides every aspect of teachers' professional lives an opportunity to flourish and grow, from collective bargaining to professional development through equity and women's services programs. ETFO listens to its members, responds, and provides a PD of the utmost quality, something that every member can find some aspect of their career enhanced by.
It's all about solidarity. I believe Desmond Tutu from South Africa said, if I'm dehumanized, you're dehumanized. And so anywhere that we can help with social justice and equity issues is a benefit not only to teachers in school, but to all of society.
First ETFO program I took was a bargaining course. That was my passion, is my passion. Protecting members is always going to be our foundational position, but we go well beyond that. I think that we have to make a very clear commitment that the needs, particularly of new teachers coming into the profession, we can meet. School boards have traditionally been very limiting in what they do for professional development, and we go beyond what they can offer. We provide what teachers ask for, and we do it in a way that makes them professionals, and that's key because we fought the issue of being autonomous professionals, and professional development is one of the pillars of that.
As a teacher, the Ministry of Education tells you several things that you need to know to teach your students. By the end of grade 4, 5, or 6, whatever grade it is you're teaching, this is what they need to know. However, ETFO provides other resources where it allows you to perhaps teach more about women's studies, perhaps teach more about Aboriginal studies, or racism in the classroom, how to reduce prejudice in the classroom. So it provides other curriculum resources that you can adapt in your classrooms and yet at the same time still be meeting those ministry guidelines.
I just finished taking a 3-day summer academy on Aboriginal studies here, and it was a great course, amazing course with lots of different perspectives, and a lot of often Aboriginal studies is often taught from a European perspective. So there were a lot of Aboriginal voices and contributions made a big difference.
So I'm really looking forward to bringing some of the programs to the classroom, Erasing Prejudice for Good, some of the media investigations that they have to better enhance the curriculum and also to engage the students on a level that is relevant, and hopefully that passion will ignite, and if they're not passionate already, so that they can be effective agents of social change themselves.
Statistics show that there's a declining role of women leaders. Like, that's a symptom, and that symptom needs to be addressed. It's not about the money, it's how do we address that symptom. And if it requires courses for women, and if it requires support, more support for women so that they feel confident enough to be leaders, then that is what we need to do.
There's an absolute necessity to make sure that there are programs in support of folks that are discriminated against. And even though it's a profession that has the majority of women in it, that doesn't mean that societal discrimination has gone away.
Unless you run a solo operation, success in tourism relies on everyone accepting the team approach. For many, being a team player is the most important factor in getting ahead in the workplace. Businesses spend millions of dollars on workshops and training to help people work together efficiently to accomplish shared goals in the workplace.
There's no question about it. Teamwork means success in the tourism sector. In this program, we'll examine how teams work, what the advantages are of a team approach, and how individuals influence team roles, and what it means to be a team player.
We'll begin by looking at what it takes to be a successful team. For people to gel as part of a team requires a wide variety of social skills. A team member needs to be a good listener. Openly expressing ideas often lead to more and better ideas. Knowing how to ask questions and to negotiate is also a key to establishing teamwork.
It's also very important for team members to be able to show respect, to be helpful and sharing, to be eager to participate, and to have sound communication skills.
A solid team in the tourism sector consists of co-workers, supervisors, and management all working cooperatively to achieve a common goal.
Working cooperatively involves a number of interactions between team members, including asking for and offering help, encouraging and supporting other team members, recognizing strengths, offering praise, and constructive feedback.
It's also important to remain open and receptive to feedback and new ideas from fellow team members. Showing respect for others and the chain of command is essential.
In sports, you often hear them say that an athlete has bought into the coach's system. That's really another way of saying the player has become part of the team. It's important that all team members buy into the team concept to achieve group success.
But if you're going to buy in, there should be a payoff, right? Well, in addition to being part of a successful venture and getting a great deal of job satisfaction, team members get to feel part of a special group.
You'll earn the trust and respect of fellow team members. You can rely on them when things get busy, and they will rely on you. You'll feel the pride when fellow team members notice what you do.
When you're part of a solid team, you continue to learn, and there are opportunities for career advancement.
The environment is one of the most important issues in your world today. The state of your environment affects you today. It will play an essential role in your future dreams, so it's natural that you are concerned about how it will affect your hopes for a productive and rewarding life. Endless discussion of the effects of global climate change fuel the news and other media. This has sharpened your awareness of today's environmental circumstances. It has placed you and your peers on high alert. You know that steps must be taken right now to ensure a comfortable future. Like other young people, the health of the environment is an issue that you feel passionately about. You can see, hear, touch, taste, and smell the environment. You know that the power to actively nurture a healthy environment resides within you and your families, friends, and classmates. Anyone who wishes to become a good shepherd of the planet can do so simply by learning about how to protect the environment. You can do the simple things by using environmentally friendly products, conserving energy, cutting down on waste, and much more. We can all help to reduce, reuse, and recycle. You can support and participate in environmentally friendly causes and educational initiatives. And that is the purpose of this program. Let's learn how we can start working together right now on creating a healthier, more vibrant environment that honors the promise of generations to come. It all starts with you.
Hi, I'm AJ. Welcome to the Student Toolbox. We've got the tools that you'll need to complete some very important assignments and challenges that are all a part of getting a great education. Have you ever wondered why homework was invented? We'll tell you why, and we'll show you how to make doing your homework a whole lot easier. Ooh. Well, I was at the skate park yesterday, and I had a friend of mine capture some of my technique, or lack thereof. Obviously, if I'm going to get better at skateboarding, I've got to practice and do my homework.
Perhaps you could explain what skateboarding has got to do with homework. I'm kind of an authority on the subject, you know, but I'm not sure I get the connection.
Well, Peter, I guess what I mean is I've got to practice what I know and take charge of my own learning, even when I'm not at the skate park. I mean, that's what homework is, isn't it? Practicing what you know away from school.
That's definitely part of it. One definition of homework could be assignments to be completed outside of class time. However, many students do find time to complete their assignments in class.
Well, that explains why it seems like some people never have any homework.
Homework could also be defined as continuing to learn about classroom topics outside of class time.
I guess that's what I mean when I said I need to learn more about skateboarding away from the skate park. Okay, Mr. Authority. How will I know if I'm finished my homework?
Continuing to learn outside of the classroom includes reading books on related topics, practicing fitness or sports routines, discussing class subjects and new ideas with your friends and family, or doing anything that increases your knowledge. It seems like there's no being finished, but applying your broader knowledge and being more successful at projects, assignments, and tests in class is the end result.
Well, that makes total sense. But if I'm assigned 20 math problems, a chapter of reading for English, a short essay for history, and then I have to study for a science test, I have to finish that homework. That's why I wonder why homework was ever invented.
Homework assignments have different purposes. Just like skateboard tricks, some learning requires repetition. You probably remember doing your multiplication table drills over and over until you knew them and were ready for new challenges. Learning the basics in math, science, and language will give you the tools you need to do your homework. Students who complete assigned homework quickly, or who don't seem to have very much, probably learned their basics very well.
So the basics of math, science, and language are the tools to do the job of homework.
Correct. Your education relies on your learning the basics, so decide to learn them as soon as possible and then use them. Just like skateboarding, music, or gymnastics, if you spend a few minutes on the basics every day, you'll see a definite improvement in your performance. You can have quizzes on long car rides, or create hangman games or crosswords around the basics.
Repetition to help learn the basics. Repetition to help learn the basics. Repetition to help learn the basics. What other reasons are there for homework?
Reviewing and practicing what was taught in school that day will reinforce what you've learned and should make cramming for tests less necessary.
Well, that seems obvious enough, but why is it that just when I think I have my entire life all organized, I'm assigned a major project, a big essay, or a term paper?
These kinds of assignments demonstrate your independent study skills, your ability to use resources from outside the classroom, and how you manage your time. They can show you how you work as part of a team on a group project. Also, they accommodate the fact that students often progress at different speeds.
Okay, I've worked on the basics, reviewed the stuff I learned in class, and done some research for my project. After my homework, I might still have to study for a test.
Studying for a test is part of your homework, whether you're answering questions or simply reviewing your notes. You and a friend could take turns asking each other questions, or you could discuss trickier subjects with a parent or caregiver. Studying reveals questions you may have, or areas that you need to focus on before your test.
Well, how does a person commit to doing their homework and still find time to go skateboarding or go swimming, hang out with their friends, or just sit around listening to great music?
As your education progresses, developing time management skills is the key to completing homework with time left to enjoy other activities. You begin by customizing a schedule that fits your lifestyle.
Well, that sounds complicated.
It's really quite easy. Answer these 7 questions honestly. How much time are you willing to spend each day on homework? What out-of-school commitments need to be scheduled? What time of day do you do your best work? Do you prefer to have weekends free, or will you use them for catch-up and longer projects? Do you need a snack before you start? How often will you want to take a break? Will you schedule more than one homework period in an evening? Now, using this information, you can create a schedule. Divide your time into 15-minute blocks. Decide how much time an assignment is likely to require and block it in. In some cases, you may require a number of blocks to complete a given assignment. Be sure to block in a break if you feel you'll need one. Consider the best time of day for each type of activity. For example, you might prefer to answer math questions within a 15-minute block scheduled for after breakfast. Also, if you're working on a group project, you will need to coordinate your schedule with team members. Decide whether you prefer to complete long assignments before short ones, or easy assignments before difficult ones. You can choose to focus your efforts first on work that's due tomorrow, or on a long-term project. It's up to you.
Oh, and the blocks that are left over can be filled with personal time for friends, reading, skateboarding, or whatever you want to do.
Exactly. But it's very important to try to schedule things for the same time each day. So, as you can see, you can manage your time and manage your homework.
I get the time management part, but what about managing homework?
There are a number of ways to get a handle on your homework. Start by taking accurate notes. Keep an assignment book to list and then check off each finished assignment. Stay focused while working, but when it's time for a scheduled break, relax your mind. Work ahead of schedule if possible. Try to understand each assignment thoroughly. When in doubt, ask. Try to get some of the work done in school. Once you consistently work ahead of your schedule, change the block length to 10 minutes. Set goals, measure your results, and then set new goals.
Well, let's say that I've filled all of my schedule only to have a project assigned. Now that can be very intimidating. Now what do I do?
Break a large assignment down into smaller parts and block each one into your schedule. If there are parts of the assignment that look too difficult, work on the parts you think you can complete. Devise a strategy to complete the rest of the project by getting the answers you need from a book, the internet, friends, or family.
Wow. Developing your time management skills really is the answer. I think making up a personal schedule could be a lot of fun too.
Always make note of special requirements like getting a parent's signature or the need to bring requested materials for the next day. Remember to check off work in your assignment book and hand in your work on time and in the proper folder or format. Then you can truly take pride in a job well done.
Thanks, Pewter. I like to feel proud, and I think I'll schedule some time for that right now. Let's review. Homework can be described as assignments to be completed or continuing to learn about classroom topics outside of class time. Math, science, and language skills are the basic tools for homework. Reviewing and practicing reinforces learning and makes cramming for tests less necessary. Homework is affected by decisions related to how much time you are willing to spend on it each day. What out-of-school commitments need to be scheduled, the time of day that you do your best work, how much you like to use your weekends, snacks, breaks, and scheduling. Divide your time into 15-minute blocks. Block in the time likely needed to complete your work. Block in a break if needed. Choose to work first on assignments that are long or short, easy or difficult, due sooner or later. It's up to you. Keep a consistent schedule. Remaining blocks can be used in any way you like. Keep an assignment book to list and check off each finished assignment. Stay focused while working, but take scheduled breaks to relax your mind. Work ahead of schedule if possible. Try to get some of the work done in school. Set goals, measure your results, and then set new goals. Break large assignments down into smaller parts and block each one into your schedule. If there are parts of the assignment that look too difficult, or if you are missing information, work on the parts that you can complete, then get the rest of the information you need from a book, the internet, friends, or family. Make note of special requirements, like getting a parent's signature or the need to bring requested materials for the next day. Check off work in your assignment book and hand in your work on time and in the proper folder or format. Remember, if you're always on top of your homework can't pile up on you. Have you ever had to speak to your entire class or just a group of people? Well, we've got some tools that'll make that a whole lot easier. Friends, teachers, classmates, lend me your ears. Have you ever had to make a public speech? Or just give an oral presentation, or maybe stand and answer a question in class? It can be very challenging. I've done it a few times, and it can even be frightening. The ability to deliver a good oral presentation is an important and useful skill to develop. After all, you always want people to understand what you mean, no matter where you are. You could be talking to a friend across a park, talking to your parents at the supper table, or talking to all of your classmates. There's a lot more to delivering a good oral presentation than you might think. It all comes down to the 5 P's of oral presentation: purpose, planning, preparation, practice, and performance. I asked Pewter here to prepare an oral presentation to help us understand. And let's start with this finger, this keyboard, and this computer. Pewter, are you prepared with your oral presentation on oral presentations?
Certainly, AJ.
Okay then. And remember, I may have some questions to ask you once you've completed your report.
I welcome your questions, AJ. I'm confident that I know the subject matter.
All right then. You may begin.
Thank you. My presentation is on the topic of oral presentations. The importance of good oral presentation skills was first recognized centuries ago as a means of effective communication in courts of law and in political circumstances where speaking to large gatherings of people was necessary. Today, such skills are prominent in many other areas, such as business, medicine, entertainment, sports, and education. Learning to speak to an audience requires the development of many personal skills such as memory, self-confidence, and problem-solving. Your teacher uses your oral presentation as an opportunity to evaluate these and other skills, such as your ability to follow instructions, to do research, and to organize the subject matter. It indicates your understanding of the topic, your time management skills, and creativity. Oral presentations in school are usually about 3 minutes in length, but can be shorter or longer. You may be free to select your own theme, to choose from a list, or you may have a topic assigned by your teacher. The use of speaking notes is often encouraged. Speaking from notes means presenting your topic without having memorized a script. It proves that the speaker knows the subject matter extremely well. A memorized delivery can sound artificial.
It's got 1102 cc DOHC 12-cylinder 30-valve naturally aspirated aluminum block with a 5-speed closed gear ratio box.
And if you should lose your place, it can be hard to get going again.
It's got 1102 cc DOHC 12-cylinder it's a 12-cylinder 30-valve naturally aspirated aluminum block.
Speaking from notes takes practice because you'll probably never say things exactly the same way each time. Knowing your subject and just talking about it means you can't be thrown off by forgetting anything.
It's got 1102 cc DOHC 12-cylinder 30-valve naturally aspirated aluminum block with a 5-speed closed gear ratio box. Maximum power 200 bhps at 15,500 revolutions per minute. Maximum torque 99 foot-pounds at 12,500 revolutions per minute.
Decide on the order of your presentation. Place notes or headings onto an index card. Memorize only a short introduction and conclusion. You will always know exactly where these important statements should go. Practice by saying everything you know about each of the headings out loud until you can easily talk about each part of your presentation. As you can see, a successful oral presentation represents the final moments of a much longer process. For many, a strategy of the 5 P's is a reassuring approach. The first P is purpose. Is the purpose of your presentation to inform, to educate, to influence, or simply for entertainment? A presentation in which information is the objective should be delivered directly, with the facts clearly stated and easy to follow. An educational objective might benefit from a more thoughtful and somewhat slower delivery. A presentation designed to influence should reflect a deeper passion for the material, while a purely entertaining objective can be lighter, delivered with warmth and cheerfulness. In any case, the purpose of the presentation will reveal the type of delivery required. The second of the 5 P's is planning. Design a timeline for your presentation. Break it down into blocks of 60, 45, or 30 seconds in which to talk about different points in your presentation. Place your talking points into a logical order based on their importance, history, or significance. Plan to have a definite opening, middle, and a conclusion. The third P is preparation. Learn everything you can about your topic. This way, should you forget what you might have memorized from a prepared script, you can continue your presentation confidently drawing on your own knowledge. Prepare notes or keywords on index cards so that you can refer to them if it is permitted. Include an easy-to-tell story or actual example that illustrates the point of your presentation. Write a strong opening and closing sentence and learn them, as they can have a great impact on your audience. If you take the time to plan each element of your presentation and place it logically in your timeline, the presentation will be easy for you and enjoyable for your audience. The fourth P is practice. For some people, the sound of their own voice can be startling, and the distraction can cause them to forget what they were going to say. This is why it's very important to find a quiet spot and practice over and over until you are ready to present your topic to friends, brothers and sisters, or your parents. This will get you used to speaking in front of others. If you have a video camera, tape yourself and study what you're doing so you can correct any bad habits such as poor posture or distracting mannerisms. The fifth P is performance. Dress to the required standards, or if that's not an issue, choose attire that helps you look and feel your best. Wearing an appropriate costume, if permitted, demonstrates initiative and creativity. Always maintain your best posture. In addition to looking your best, it will help you to project your voice to the back of the room. After taking a few deep breaths, walk to and from your presentation with confidence. While presenting your material, cast your eyes around the room. This will make you feel more like you're having a conversation rather than making a speech. Avoid looking at persons who might distract you. If looking at the audience makes you nervous, then pick a place just above their heads and focus there. Change that focus from time to time. Thank your audience and then take your seat. Those are the 5 P's to a better oral presentation. Any questions, AJ?
Yes. Do you have any tips to help me remember the points I want to make if I can't bring my notes up with me?
Many public speakers associate their speaking points to the features on a person's face. They choose a person in the audience and remember that the person's eyes represent the first speaking point. The nose represents the second, while other features such as the forehead, cheeks, chin, and mouth can represent other speaking points.
Thanks, Pewter. So I guess when Mark Antony said, "Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears," he was just trying to make his speech a little better. And now you can too.
Let's review. Good oral presentation is an important and useful skill. These skills are prominent in areas such as business, medicine, entertainment, sports, and education. Your teacher uses your oral presentation to evaluate your memory skills, self-confidence, and problem solving, your ability to follow instructions, to do research, and to organize the subject matter. It demonstrates your understanding of the topic, your time management skills, and creativity. Whether you choose your own topic or one is assigned, oral presentations in school are usually about 3 minutes long. Decide on the order of your presentation. Place notes or headings onto an index card. Memorize only a short introduction and conclusion. Practice out loud until you can easily talk about each part of your presentation. It's a good idea to follow the 5 P's of oral presentation: purpose, planning, preparation, practice, and performance. The first P is purpose. Will your presentation inform, educate, influence, or entertain? This will influence your style of delivery. The second P is planning. Design a timeline for your presentation into 60, 45, or 30-second blocks, each with a different talking point. Place talking points into a logical order based on importance, history, or significance. Include an opening, middle, and conclusion. The third P is preparation. Learn everything you can about your topic so you speak confidently. Prepare notes or keywords on index cards for reference. Include an easy-to-tell story or example to illustrate your point. Prepare a strong opening and closing sentence, and learn them. The fourth P is practice. Find a quiet spot to practice, then practice in front of friends and family. Videotape yourself to correct any bad habits, such as poor posture or distracting mannerisms. The fifth P is performance. Dress to look and feel your best. You could show creativity by wearing a costume. Take a few deep breaths and walk to and from your presentation with confidence. While presenting your material, cast your eyes around the room. Avoid looking at persons who might distract you. Pick a place just above the heads of your audience and focus there. Change that focus from time to time. Thank your audience, and then take your seat. Follow these simple steps, and your oral presentation will be both successful and fun.